Hello, my delicious co-creators. Lilu here on the GC Living Tour, and these are unfortunately one of my last videos over on Big Island, but I had to do this one because I stayed over here on the GC Living Tour. I had this incredible support from Michael and Greg, your partner, Greg, and you're in this amazing, beautiful plantation home, and this is a dream that came true. I'm so grateful to Faith, my Facebook friend Faith, and the Oprah cup is here, the Oprah mug, the famous mug. Mm-hmm. How come it's in your hand now?
Faith sent this to me for my 50th birthday party. Yeah, so I got this. She was on Oprah when she did her Success in 2000 book, and she got this on the show in the green room, and she spent some time here, and she sent it to me as a little mahalo gift for our shelf in there. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, yes. Wonderful. Yes. Yeah, Faith.
I love how everything just flows in life for people that are following their heart and their passion, and you had to have faith doing this and now living your dream. This wasn't really your reality beforehand. Tell us how this house came about, because it's a pretty cool story. Huh?
Well, the reality was that we were living on Maui, and I've been in the hotel business. Greg was in the hotel business. He worked in the sort of the operations side of it, and I worked in the sales and marketing side of it. And I moved into different aspects. And when we were both ready to make the career change, I had sold my interest in my company. So after spending some time with the new owners and ready to make the move, we decided we'd look for a hotel, a little place that we could start. And one of my dreams has always been 21 bungalows on the beach, where my biggest stress all day was that I have to do the activity board, or I forgot to do the activity board. And Greg's was bed and breakfast, more like a boutique hotel. And we had the opportunity to go under contract for a property over on Maui in Kihei. And it was a beautiful property, very, very beautiful. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. The numbers weren't working out. And this house was under contract with somebody else. So I had seen it via some of my friends, but it was under contract, so we didn't come over to see it. And we had withdrew our offer on the other property when this came back on the market. So there was a whole series of different things that had happened, but we came over and we took a look at the house, and it was a different type of a opportunity for us, where the other one was turnkey, ready to go, Kihei, Maui, across from the beach, hotel zoned, more catering opportunity. But here, this was an older house that was going to be rehabbed with 4 other houses on the property, and it was going to be a bigger thing. So we came over, took a look at it, and it ended up that we put an offer in, and they accepted our offer, and that's where it started.
Yeah, but I love how you kept on seeing those signs. Believe, this is time. No, how did it work out?
No. That was after we had put the offer in. After we had put the offer in, Greg flew back to Colorado to go visit his grandmother. So they used to fly to Boulder and then go out to see their grandmother, and that was about a 14-hour car ride. And I knew that when they started poking at the numbers in the car with my in-laws, that they were going to come, and it was going to be a tough ride for Greg, because how are you going to do it? How are we going to make it happen, et cetera, et cetera. So I get the call from Greg, and he's like, listen, I don't know if we should do this. Maybe we should just sell our house, go to Europe, spend some time and figure out later on what are we going to do, et cetera, et cetera. So we actually had a pretty, heated dialogue about, listen, we have all these motivational books. This is an opportunity, why aren't we going to, move on this? Why don't? And so what we decided was, I said, I'm flying in on Tuesday into Colorado. I'll meet you at the airport, and you just tell me thumbs up or thumbs down if you want to proceed. So I hung up. And we hung up, And it was fine. It was a good conversation, but we were doubting ourselves. And so then about 30 minutes later, Greg called back and he said, you won't believe what just happened. And my boss, who he at the Westin where he worked, was rooms executive, had called and decided that she was resigning because after 35 years of working in the hotel business, she wasn't following her passion. So she wanted to go into music, and she was a very nice lady, but she was a hotel career person. And so I was like, what do you think this means, So we'll talk about it. So and then of course we proceeded to hang up, and the next morning I wanted to kind of go shake it off a little bit, and I started going from Ka'anapali up towards the West Maui Mountains, and along the side of the road there were these big signs that said "Believe" in black. It was black signs that said "Believe, together we can," and I'm like taking pictures of it, and I'm thinking, wow, this is incredible. This is a sign. And so I immediately called Greg. This was big, and Greg didn't get it. He thought Cher was coming in concert on the island. So we continued to push forward, and things happened. Things worked its way out.
And here you are now. I mean, this is really incredible to live every day and to have seen all this unfolding. Did you run through other challenges later on, or that was really the big leap of faith had to happen right there and you had to take that first step and sign?
Well, there's challenges. The challenges were immense. I think that a lot of people, support system were very supportive, but in the back of their minds, they thought, oh God, what did you get into with the economy? And we had SARS and the economy, and we had different things happening throughout the time. And of course, we bought a farm that it wasn't a bed and breakfast. So we therefore wanted to, kind of get with our neighbors, educate them as to what we envisioned here, and not be a couple of guys coming over from Maui that's opening a hotel next door. So that was big. We took 6 months and we worked through it. And at that time I was writing, I was helping with a guidebook. I was doing real estate. We were clearing the land. We were renovating. I was doing a whole bunch of different things. And it wasn't until I came to the conclusion that really this was the ball to keep my eye on. This was the dream. The other wasn't really the aspect of it. And when I kind of learned to be in the moment right now for what the moment is, because you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. And people kept coming up the driveway that had wonderful sort of snippets to help us move along. They provided what we needed at the time. People came up the driveway even before we were opened and were looking for rooms. And so it was fabulous. The other aspect about it is when we closed on the house, we had 4 mortgages. Wow. And I also had hair back then. And so we had 4 mortgages. We had a house on Cape Cod. We lived in Maui. We own a home on Molokai as an investment property. And we had this. So it was really of a concern. So we weren't sure we were going to close. This was just in 2006 when they were double checking and they were lending to everybody. But now they were not going to lend to anybody. And so we were able to close. So the next day we put our properties on the market. And we were actually able to find buyers for our asking price and close within 45 days on our 2 other properties. My neighbor bought the house on Cape Cod. My father said, hey, go ask your neighbor, go ask Harry next door. He's always liked your house. He might want to buy it. I'm thinking, why would my neighbor want to buy my house? And I went, and he says, yeah, I think I can close in 45 days. And when we put the Maui house on the market, I listed it. I was doing real estate. On Friday night, it hit, and Saturday morning, Greg had gone to work, and as soon as it got on there, somebody called and said they needed to see it in like half an hour. So usually, I would want to show it, but the lady came over. She saw the house. She put an offer in, and she moved in within 30 days. Yeah. So it was good. Molokai, we had a couple of offers. They weren't as strong as the other. I didn't accept them, but today I would have accepted them 42 times over. But it just worked the way that it is. So yeah.
Tell us why. I know you read a lot of motivation books and success books and personal development. And how did this help you to move forward? And how did this support you to live your dream? Did any of this, you practice it, or you saw it coming back, or it was helping you in any way that before you might not have?
Yeah, I think what it affords you is the attention. Where your attention goes, the energy flows, as in Huna and the Hawaiian, belief. And when you focus in on the positive and you focus in on the aspects that you enjoy, you seem to get those in return. And I don't know if it's our brain is sophisticated that we're seeking pleasure, so we find things that we like. So therefore, when something speaks to our heart, we look at it a little closer and we look at it a little deeper or something. But there's also been a series of different aspects in my life that I was seeking answers for. Why is this happening? Why am I not content doing this when this would be an ideal job in the past? It was why you continued to push on, and why even today we continue to listen to tapes. I listened to your tapes yesterday. Google, Ho'oponopono, guess who comes up? Juicy Living. I'm thinking, who is this chick? So it's good. It's really wonderful. So I think we all kind of, and it's you seek out the support to be able to take that leap of faith, and oftentimes the safety net is reinforced by what you see, like Wayne Dyer. Greg and I both went to Honolulu prior to it in October, prior to making the move on this in May, to one of his seminars in Honolulu. So it helped you kind of get that energy and keep the vibration up.
And want the best for ourselves, because sometimes we were so burnt out as we were growing up. I think you had some challenges with your health too, and then we give up on all these things until we really have to be the one standing up for it and believing it. You were lucky to have a support system, but ultimately we're the one that has to make that decision, that leap of faith, and say, you know what, I deserve this dream. Yes,
and the other aspect of it is that continuously looking at what is presented to you, there is so many sort of crumbs along the way that leads you to where you are today. For instance, Faith, we were talking about Faith. She came up the driveway because she didn't, she was staying someplace she wasn't comfortable with. She had a girlfriend with her that was high, pregnant, and they came up, and, it was just interesting. And then some of the conversations I had with her about like 1111, 1111's been a huge number in my book. And when we were going through the process of purchasing the property here and deciding how we're going to do it, not only did we find a dollar bill on the lawn the first day we closed, and $1 million bill at the bottom of the driveway. Honest to God. I found a dollar bill the day we closed, right? I found $5 up in the upper field, and then $1 million bill, a fake $1 million bill, which of course I wasn't sure there was fake $1 million, and I didn't want to throw it away. But in the year 2000, they had these promotional $1 million bills. And so we had that. But, and my friend said, wonderful, Mike, just thank the universe for the $1 million and ask them for smaller denominations. But what happened was we're doing the directions for coming here. And the people that we bought this house from was a investment company. So they were the Angel Network or Angel Foundation. It was a hui, a group of people that they call a hui in Hawaii. And they were called the Angel thing. So I thought, oh, that's kind of interesting. Nice to buy, thing. And then the directions is Route 11, mile marker 111, 1.1 miles down, so 1111 111 1111. So it was really good. Yeah. And then obviously, each time, this is the second time I come here, each time the house is full, so there must be, there's something right here. Thank God. Yeah. We've really enjoyed people sharing what they enjoy about Hawaii. We don't try to conspicuously consume people's experience here. We really just let the natural beauty of the property and the land complement people's experience, and it affords us a lot of freedom. We have a lot of people come here for a lot of different reasons, and we have a wonderful relationship with them, and it's not like if we were someplace else, you'd probably want to spend more time with the people just to making sure that they were having a good time and everything was going fine. But in this environment, they really can be there, and you don't want a conspicuous consumer. You just want the property to complement it, and that's done it for Greg and our both me and Greg in our lives too, and of course Betty and Dazzle, our dog and cat.
And I just love the fact that the dolphins are right down there. And this is Kealakekua Bay. I mean, we're in the mountains. And if you ever come to Big Island, this is definitely where they show up in the morning. And it's just a spectacular dance. And on my very last day in Hawaii, this is the place I chose to be. And I'm very grateful. And the tour ends here in Hawaii, but then off to Mexico and some beautiful other destinations. I'm very happy to see you again. Thank you, Michael, for your sense of humor and hospitality and funniness and warmness in the morning at the breakfast. I just invented the word. I can't juiciness, and I can say, okay.
Thanks for the juicy living. Thanks for being on Juicy Living. Much
love from Big Island. Ahuiho?
Ahuiho.
Ahuiho.
Ahuiho is until then, and then Malama Pono. Malama is to stay balanced. Malama is to stay balanced. Ahuiho, until then, stay balanced. Malama Pono. That's it. Yeah.
Mucho aloha. Mahalo. Muchos.